share with all of you tonight our production of Disorder in the Court by Brianna Dehn. And I wanted to let you know that our actors have been working very hard, and they only come just one day a week. And they practice for about, an hour and a half. And many of them have many other activities. They go to wrestling, they go maybe volleyball, basketball. So we ask them to rehearse their lines at home. And so when they come to rehearsals, it's not just us, Lily, myself, and Amber working with them. It's the families at home who are really working on their lines. And I wanted to give them a big applause before I forget at the end of the because I can't move an actor if they don't know their lines. And so when they get up here and then you start to move what you're saying, it's a whole different story. And we also have many volunteers to help bake. So this, after the show's about an hour, hopefully we can get you to get out there and get some desserts for our fundraiser for our theater scholarship fund. So make sure you please leave with a dessert and help support our theater scholarship fund. I also wanted to let you know there was our makeup artists. The parents also helped backstage get their makeup on, so I wanted to thank them also tonight before I forget it. And Lily and Amber, we've been working together so hard. Lily's been our line support, Lily Simpler. She's been in our theater productions, and I could not do this without Lily or Amber or us, our community. So it is not just a one-man show. It is all of us working together, and I applaud you for supporting us. Thank you. Unfortunately, Julia Niles is sick. She got the crud. So Amber Nolan, even though she does lights and she was helping direct, she will be Glenn Chatterley. So tonight, we present to you Disorder in the Court.
Look, I know I'm not supposed to talk to you before the case, but I need you to know I am not a murderer. This is all just some sort of crazy mix-up. You see, I was driving from New York to Miami, and I stopped in this little town, Berserksville. Big mistake. Turns out there's a murderer on the loose with the same car as me, and now I'm a prime suspect. Oh, I'm so nervous and stressed. I haven't even met my lawyer. Casey. Casey.
Right. Mr. Fox.
You seem pretty disorganized.
Oh, that's because, sometimes I just...
Look, all I care about is if we're gonna win.
Right. I have full confidence in this case. There is no way we'll lose, just as long as there's not...
Who's Mr. Scammerton and Associate Flim?
Oh, no. No! This is horrible. This is...
Why? Who are they?
Only the best prosecution attorney in the entire state. They've never lost a case.
They're really that good?
The best.
Well, I am innocent, so it shouldn't be that hard to prove, right?
See, Scammerton and Associate Flim don't really play by the rules. They're a little...
Who's ready to win a case today? Because I ate some Victorellas for breakfast with a tall glass of self-esteem. I'm ready to fight.
Eye of the tiger is the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival. Who, me? I'm a winner. I'm an unstoppable force. I am...
Mr. Scammerton?
in the flesh.
I'm his associate, Miss Flim.
Yeah, look, I just wanted to tell you that...
Psych! You kid, trust no one.
Not even my daughter?
trust that?
Hey, I may not be that.
Yeah, look, I just wanted to tell you, I really am innocent. They just grabbed the wrong person and
Look, that all sounds like a personal problem to me. We don't care if you're innocent or guilty. All that we care about is winning. We've never lost in a case, and we don't plan on starting today.
So, you would send an innocent person to prison just for the sake of winning?
Yeah.
No, how could you? You're part of the justice system. You're supposed to care about truth and...
Hey, it's silly for you to fear the inevitable. Besides, you're...
I mean, you're part of the justice system. Truth, liberty, come on.
Yeah, you better get ready, because by the looks of your team, you're going to meet. All rise for the Honorable Judge Falter. Thank you. You may now be seated. Court is now in session. Case number 191465. The people of Berserksville versus Casey Licit for the murders of Greta Feta, Pepper Jackson, and Bree Cottage is now in session. Is the prosecution ready?
Born ready, Your Honor.
Is the defense ready?
I guess, Your Honor.
Prosecution, your opening statement. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what I want you to do is close your eyes and imagine. Picture a murderer. Now picture a girl, 5'3", maybe 5'4", depending on the shoe she's wearing. She has very short hair. She's wearing a very flowery dress, black tights, black shoes, and a gray-like sweatshirt. Now open your eyes, and doesn't that image look a lot like this woman right here?
Objection, Your Honor. She is literally just describing my appearance. There's no way then. Oh.
Continue, Mr. Scammerton and Associate Flim.
Now, I would like to be known as a fair lawyer, a just lawyer. I don't want to show bias towards the things that divide us as people. Things like gender. Gender is something often used to discriminate in the workplace, but not by me. I want equality across the board. Anyway, I trust you, the jury, will provide the right verdict. You all seem like a very knowledgeable bunch. Some might say, in fact, that you all are a bunch of smarties. Here you guys go. You all have some courtesy of me, prosecuting.
Objection, Your Honor. He is literally bribing the jury with candy. How could he possibly?
Hold on a second. Can I have Then this is fine. Overruled.
No, this is not. Okay, they're gonna win because you let them do whatever they want.
Order! Continue, Mr. Scammerton and Associate Flim.
I'm inspired by great leaders. Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr., and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. All people who will be remembered throughout history, who have touched America. I like to think I also impact America, one case at a time, by keeping sickos like her off the streets and behind bars.
He's not a murderer.
Does that make me a good person? A saint? The answer is yes. Yes, it does. But I still remain humble. Humble is my middle name. Well, actually it's Philip, but that's besides the point. I'm so humble that if they held a humble award ceremony, I would totally win. It would be a huge affair, but I would just blow it off like it's no big deal, because that's the kind of person that I am. Point is, I am the good guy here, and they're the ones corrupting society. A vote for a guilty Casey is a vote for a safer world.
No, I'm not.
Thank you.
Try and beat that. Defense, your opening statement.
So, the reason that my client, Casey Licit, is guilty is that Casey Wesley. You will not be a disappointment. You can be a winner. So, the reason that my client, Casey Licit, is not guilty, Casey Licit is not guilty. It's as simple as that. She was nowhere near the scenes of the crimes when they happened. And, I mean, she was in town for the most recent murder. And if you think about it, she could have technically have driven and came back for those too.
You're supposed to be defending me, not helping the prosecution.
Yeah, we don't need your help. But if you want to run your case straight into the ground by yourself, you can totally do that too.
Look, I know I'm no Scammerton or Associate Flim. I'm not as put together as Scammerton or Associate Flim. I may not have talent or charm, or law degree. Wait, what? But I do have something, and that is something that is dang, I know I wrote it down here somewhere. Well, it's a real competitive edge. I'll tell you that. Thank you.
Would the prosecution like to call its first witness?
Yes. First witness the prosecution would like to call is Casey Licit.
Oh, wait, me? Can he call me up?
I'll allow it. Come on, Casey, step right up.
No. I know my rights. I do not have to testify against myself.
Party pooper.
What did you just call me?
I believe the prosecution called you a party pooper.
I am not a party pooper just because I...
Look out, guys, we got a real Debbie Downer on our
I am not a...
Then you wouldn't mind answering a few questions for us. After all, if you really are as innocent as you say you are, this shouldn't be a problem. Right?
Fine.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Now, most murderers won't just fess up to their crimes, but I'm an expert. I've spent years in law school and have been practicing for a good amount of time now. I am a seasoned veteran, and I know the ins and outs of courtroom. And I know how to get to a criminal. So much that, in fact, guilty person say what?
What?
That's all we need to hear. No further questions, Your Honor.
Would the defense like to cross-examine?
I don't have the papers for this.
Yes, you can't question me.
So, what's your favorite color?
Questions about the murder, Mr. Flam.
Oh, right. So, why did you do it?
I did
That's lawyer, you should know that.
Right, yeah, sorry. So, why didn't you do it?
Because it doesn't even make sense. I was just driving through town when I got stopped and arrested. There's no real evidence that I'm the murderer, except for that I drive the same kind of car as the murderer. But anyone could have that kind of car. Like I said, I'm not even from here. I don't know these people. Why would I want to kill them?
Objection. I want that stricken from the record. On what grounds? Honestly, those are just really good points, and they don't help our case. So I want them stricken from the record. Okay. Well, you've got to admire his honesty.
Well, you don't have to,
Hey, don't argue with me, or I'll put you in contempt of court. Continue with your thoughts.
So, you have no real reason of killing any of these people.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not from here. I don't know these people. I don't know these people. Like, I'm not from here. I don't know these people. Why would I want to? I'm sorry. Mr. Scammerton and Associate Flim, am I boring you?
Don't you mind us. We are just patiently waiting for a turn to redirect.
Like I said, I'm not even from here. I don't know these people. I don't know these people. Why would I want to kill them? Oh, I think we're done.
No further
Right, but I don't want to accidentally admit to being a murderer.
You know who else is afraid of admitting to being a murderer?
Who?
A murderer.
Okay, do you have any questions for me?
No, I'm known as a pretty reasonable lady.
Oh, I thought we were asking questions.
I'm kidding. Look, I'm not known to exaggerate or blow things out of proportion, but this person has to be the most atrocious, despicable person to ever walk face of the earth, ever. And I'm counting people who pour their milk into the bowl before their cereal. Yes, she's that bad.
I'm not.
Now how am I to possibly try to reason this?
No.
So about soda rich, how can I question something?
This is ludicrous. I'm not
Someone
crazy.
new?
I'm not.
Someone who doesn't know how to sit and listen instead of interrupting me all of the time. So I do not have any further questions for Casey. And it's not because when I was feeding the ducks at the park, I accidentally fed them apartment notes.
Why would you even?
But because Casey Licit is simply too unstable to answer anything truthfully. No further questions, Your Honor.
This is ludicrous. I'm not crazy.
Would the defense care to redirect?
No, Your Honor.
Miss Liz, you may step down from the stand.
Miss Flops, why did you redirect? We could have heard more of my side of the story.
I didn't have any questions written down, but I did have a closing excuse as Miss Flim had.
Would the prosecution like to call its next witness?
We would, Your Honor. The next witness the prosecution calls is Penny Fadson.
State your name for the court.
Penny Fadson.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please restate your name for the court.
Penny Fadson.
And what do you do for a living, Mrs. Fadson?
I'm a blogger.
And what do you blog about?
I blog about blogging about other blogs.
What is your relationship with the victim?
I knew Bree Cottage from blogging. When 3 days had gone by and she hadn't posted anything, I knew something was up.
So what'd you do?
I went to all her favorite places looking for her. The Riverwalk for its aesthetics, the coffee shop on the corner because it's hashtag delish. But I ended up finding her at the park.
And how did you find her?
She was totes dead.
How did she die?
It looked like she was strangled to death.
Strangled to death, you say? May the jury note that Casey Licit has 2 hands perfect for strangling.
Come on, that's ridiculous. Everyone has 2 hands.
Now, how did this death affect you?
The whole thing was just hashtag tragic. Great for blogging though. I got a lot of hits from that. Actually, could you stand still for a sec so I can take a picture? Great. Murder trials are totes trending now. They'll love this on the internet.
Now, this photo I have here is some hardcore photo proof from the scene of the crime. To those who are a bit squeamish, you might want to look away.
It's a crayon drawing.
Does this picture accurately depict from what you saw?
It does.
Isn't it great? I personally think that I did a great job, with the coloring and the shading. Like how
I thought we were focusing on the case. Please.
Fine. This next photo I have here is a close-up of the neck. So again, you might want to look away.
For the courtroom.
I think I might faint. What are you talking about? It's just a black line and some red scribbles. It's just.
Yes, we know that, Casey, but we need to stay on topic. Now, does this picture look good? been convinced before, this will for sure show you that. Oh, actually, this is a field of turkeys I drew the other day.
Very well done.
I want to do a series of groups of drawings of animals. I call it Beasts Running Wild. I started off with this turkey and it turned out great, but due to the court case and everything, it's all I had time to do. You know, I wanted to be an artist once, but my father said no. He insisted I became a lawyer. There's no future for artists in this country, he said. You need to think practical, he said. Well, what if I don't want to think practical? What if I want to follow my heart? Some of us still have dreams, Dad! No further questions, Your Honor.
Yes. So, did you see the person who strangled Bree Cottage?
No, I did not.
Oh, so you have no real way of knowing that Casey Licit is the murderer, correct?
No, but I'm getting this vibe that it was her.
No, fair enough. No, that is not fair enough. This is a court case. We need to go off of cold, hard facts, not vibes.
I'm getting the vibe. You woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning.
It's
Yes,
all
you
in your aura. I can see it from here.
Let's look at the facts. You didn't see me. You can't prove it was me.
Yeah, but it's in your aura. And as we all know, you can't fake an aura. Would the prosecution like to redirect?
Thank you.
You're excused. Would the prosecution like to call its next witness? We would, Your Honor. Prosecution calls Glenn Chatter to the stand. State your name for the court.
Glenn Chatter.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please restate your name and occupation for the court.
Glenn Chowder, town gossip. I am the ears of this place.
So, what's the news?
Well, you want to know the lowdown? The word on the street?
Yeah, what's the word?
Well, I know this guy. Who knows this guy's podiatrist? And this is what I heard. If you go to the Lower East Side of town and go to the street next to the dog who plays the harmonica, not at the dog who knows how to play the harmonica, you'll see this rundown building that kind of looks like a horror place, and you'll run into this dude with one eye and 3 arms named Ambiguous Pete. You tell him that geese fly south in the winter and it's time to come home. And that's when he'll give you your Hannah Montana CDs.
Hannah Montana CD? That's not even relevant to the case.
Hannah Montana is always relevant. It is such a classic show that will never go out of style. She teaches us about love, friendship. You
You get the best of both worlds. Chill it out, take it slow. Hey, wait, got the show.
Are we?
Hannah Montana, 2006 to 2011.
May she rest in peace.
What is going on here?
Have some respect.
You really belong in jail if you don't have respect for Hannah Montana.
Could we please just get back to the case?
If you want to brush the important things in life aside, fine. I guess we can ask more questions. What else do you know, Mr. Chatter?
What? I heard from my brother, who heard from his barber, who heard from the local bat mitzvah coordinator, and here's what I know. Far, far away, like 2 miles away, there's this guy named Homeless Joe who sits under a bridge next to a river. If you go across the river and into the woods, you will find a blue chicken.
The murders. What do you know about the murders?
I was getting there.
Were you really?
No.
There were 3 murders. Rika, Pepper Jackson, and Greta Fett. Do you know anything about these murders?
Yes, I know lots about murders. Okay, get this. There's a stampede, okay? And this guy dies. And like his son's thinking it's his fault, but really it's the dude's brother's fault.
Oh, no, what? That's the plot to The Lion King.
Okay. There's a pig, right? And he puts on the farm because the owner can't take care of it anymore. And then this spider is coming out and helping him. And she's building these webs. And
Whoa. That's Charlotte's Web. No one is even murdered in that movie. Charlotte just died.
Spoiler alert! Now, Mr. Chow, it doesn't seem like you actually know anything that is vital to this case.
Well, I just sometimes. No.
No further questions, Your Honor. Would the defense care to cross-examine?
Yes. How did The Lion King end?
No, what?
I've never seen the movie before, and I'm curious.
We're finished, Your Honor.
Would the prosecution like to read out that? Nope. You're excused. Would the prosecution like to call its next witness?
We would. The prosecution calls for Clarissa Vender.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I
Please restate your name for the court.
do. Carissa Vander.
And what is your profession?
I own a business.
And
Don't
what-
have a cow removal services.
Cow removal services?
That's right. Don't got a cow. We got the moving staff.
And
That's 1-800-555-6433.
and what is your relationship with the victim?
Pepper Jackson was my neighbor across the hall in our apartment building, and also a proud supporter of my business. Don't got a cow? You got a cow? We can take it now. That's 1-800-555-6433.
What do you know about the murder?
Well, the night of the murder, I was sitting in my apartment thinking about my business. Don't got a cow, here. Let us take it from here. Don't got a cow. Don't got a cow.
Mrs. Vender! I need you on the witness stand, please! Now, could you please tell us more about the murder of Pepper Jackson?
So I was sitting in my apartment and I heard someone walking down the hall. And I thought it was someone coming to talk to me about my business. You got a cow! You got beef! We got the movers you need. That is 1-800-555-6433. Miss Bender! No advertising of businesses will be tolerated from now on. Then
the night of the murder of Pepper Jackson?
So I was across the hall.
Were your doors open?
Yeah, both of our doors were open.
Could you hear anything?
Not really. I crossed the hall, found her sitting in her chair, shook a few times, thinking she was unconscious, till I saw the stab wounds.
So to recap what you just said, so you were both in your apartments, both of your doors were open, you hadn't crossed paths earlier that day, and you didn't hear anything. So immediately after you heard something, immediately after the murder, you crossed over to her apartment, you saw her sitting in her chair, you shook it, and then bam, saw the stab wounds.
No, that's not what happened. This is what went down. So we were both in our apartment. Both of our doors were open. Our paths had crossed earlier that day, just not close to the night before. And then I heard something. And then I heard a scream, which is why I crossed over to her apartment. There I found her sitting in her chair, shook her a few times, thinking she was unconscious, and then I saw the stab. Wait, hold on.
Wait a minute. So it.
Look, it's very simple. So we were both in our apartments. Both of our doors were open.
You had crossed paths earlier that day, but not close to the time of the murder.
And then I heard something, and then I heard a scream.
So you crossed over to her apartment.
There I found her sitting in her chair, shook her to see if she was alive. And then bam! I saw the stab wounds.
How is this story even real?
I think we understand this very clearly now. No further questions.
Would the defense care to cross-examine?
Yes. Yes. So, did you actually see the murder of Pepper Jackson?
No.
So, you have no real way of knowing that Casey Licit is the murderer, correct? No further questions, Your Honor.
Would the prosecution like to redirect?
We would. Mrs. Bender, you did not see the murder, which means it could be anybody in this whole wide world, correct?
That would be that.
So, given the wide possibilities, we cannot rule out Casey Licit as a possible suspect.
That would make sense.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Would the defense like to redirect?
No, Your Honor.
You're excused.
This is insane. None of these witnesses are legitimate. They either didn't see the scene of the crime or just totally underqualified. None of these witnesses should be taken seriously. I mean, how can you even...
Does the prosecution have any more witnesses? We do, Your Honor. Prosecution calls Professor Puffle to the stand.
A professor? That does sound pretty professional. I mean, I know I would trust the word of a professor. Why is Professor Puffle holding a pig?
That pig is Professor Puffle.
No, you can't have it.
And Professor Puffle was there the night Pepper Jackson was murdered. Who else would be a better witness?
Oh, I don't know. A human being?
Would you hush up? It's my turn to question. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? not know how she sleeps at night, knowing this little being will permanently live with trauma. No further questions, Your Honor. Would the defense like to cross-examine?
Yes, Your Honor. No. It wasn't really that traumatizing to watch Casey Licit murder your owner, was it?
No. I didn't kill anyone. No.
Well, you see, guinea pigs have really bad eyesight. Is it possible that you saw somebody else murdering your owner? Should I take that as a yes?
You should definitely take that as a no.
Okay.
No, you shouldn't just let him.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Would the prosecution like to redirect? Just one more question, Your Honor. Professor Puffle, I know we've had a hard time communicating here.
I'll say.
But I just want to ask you in the simplest form. Twitch your nose if Casey Licit is the murderer. Did you see that? A witness identification. A solid case. We might as well lock her up right now.
How could you possibly think that I'm... No.
Would the defense like to redirect?
No, Your Honor.
Your excuse. I think it's a good time for a music break.
Music break?
Yeah. This one's a classic. There was a and Casey was her name. Come on, you all know the words. Say it.
Why are you singing? You're supposed to be on my side.
Sorry, but it's just so catchy.
That's it. You're fired. Fired? Yeah, I haven't seen someone who can't remember what side they're on.
Well, good luck. You're going to need it.
So, you fired your lawyer. That's a pretty bold move. Well, since I'm so far ahead, I'm going to be a little generous and give you tips. Really? Yes. These are the most important rules when it comes to law. Rule 1, they can never see crime. Rule 2, show no mercy. Rule 3 is have fun for yourself.
I honestly don't know what else I'm expecting.
Does the prosecution have any more witnesses?
We do. The prosecution calls it Albert and Arminta contrary to the stand.
Do you guys swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
We do.
Please restate your names for the court.
Well, I'm Arminta Contrary, and this is my twin brother Albert Contrary.
You are the witnesses to the murder of Greta Fetton, correct?
Yes, sir.
Could you please tell us what happened?
Well, we were driving down Main Street, me and my brother here, listening to the radio and jamming out, when suddenly I see something on the side of the road. At first, I think it's an animal, you know, some roadkill. But then I look closer and I see a jacket. And I'm like, who threw a bundle of clothes on the side of the road, right? But then I look closer and I see hair. And I'm like, hold on, I've got to see this. So Albert and I get out of the car and it's a dead body. How freaky is that? Am I right?
Albert, is this what happened?
No.
Well, could you please share with us what did happen?
Not that.
Yes, it is. Remember? We saw the body and we were both like super shocked. We were all like, OMG. Like a real dead
We saw the dead body and we called the police.
No, we didn't. Yes, we did. Did not.
Did do.
Did not.
Did do.
Are you two going to agree on one final story?
No.
Yes.
Having the both of you as witnesses isn't going to be a problem, is it?
Yes.
Look, I'm just gonna have to get straight to the point. Did you see anything that would lead you to the belief that Casey Licit was the murderer?
I mean, it looked like the body was shot.
Do you have a gun?
You can't ask me anything. I'm not in the witness stand.
May the jury note that Casey Licit refuses to confirm or deny owning a gun, but to me, it seems like she's hiding something. No further questions, Your Honor.
All right. If that's your whole questioning, the fact that I may or may not, which I don't, by the way, own a gun, I mean, how? No.
Would the defense like to redirect?
No, Your Honor.
You're excused. Would the prosecution like to call its next witness? Please do, Your Honor. Prosecution calls Archie Maniacal to the stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Please restate your name. For the court, Archie Maniacal, former soldier of the battle at Maple Hill. And what is your relationship with the victim? Greta Feta was best friends with my granddaughter. I saw her a lot, but from the battle, I've seen a lot of things. Do you want to hear about all the different things I've seen? Not really. Yeah. It was a cold night in the bunkers. Me and my fellow soldiers were huddled around the fire trying to keep warm. Our fingers, our toes, all started freezing off. Let me tell you, it was a lot harder to count to 10 after that. Ration. Snow was piling 2, 3 feet high. We wanted to go home, but we couldn't let them win. You know who the enemy was? No, but I bet you're gonna tell me anyway. It was those Canadians. Not really the Canadians, but what belonged to them. And what belonged to them? It was that Canadian bacon. It's an outrage. Canadian bacon isn't even bacon. It's just ham. We couldn't let them keep getting away with these lies any longer. The general said to attack, but we weren't ready. Although I don't think we'd ever be ready for what came next. And you're going to tell us what came next? The Canadians were everywhere, riding on their moose, swinging their hockey sticks. Good day to you, eh? They were so polite, but you could tell they meant business. Moose to the left, moose to the right. We were cornered, completely out of options. But that wasn't even the worst part. Please don't tell us the worst part. The worst part was the maple sugar cannons. That syrupy, sticky goodness hitting right in the heart. Technically, there was no physical damage, but the emotional damage weighs me down constantly. To this day, I still can't eat syrup. My pancakes, my waffles, all dry because I can't bear the look, the taste of that sweet. Do you know what? Forget it. He's not worth it. No further questions, Your Honor. I let them all down, my platoon, but most of all, the name and dignity of Bacon. Forgive me, Bacon!
The judge has been saying that order in the court, but there is no order in this court. And if there's no order in this court, you could do anything. Wait, there's no order in this court. You could do anything. I could do anything. Oh, sorry.
Miss Licit, please take your seat.
I'm sorry.
Would the defense like to cross-examine?
We would, Your Honor. Yeah. Mr. Maniacal, you've seen a lot of wings in your life.
Have I ever? I can still hear the battle cries of my platoon. It's just him! It's just him!
So, you would be able to judge a person's character fairly well, would you not?
I've been around, met so many people. I can sort the good from the bad. The good from the Canadians.
So, do I seem like a murderer to you?
No, you seem like a perfectly lovely girl. Wouldn't hurt a fly. I trust you in my platoon.
You heard it there, folks. Perfectly lovely girl. Wouldn't hurt a fly. No further questions, Your Honor.
What? You can't do that. There was no evidence. You can't just make claims of loosely based statements.
But you've been doing that this whole time.
Yeah, but that's my thing. You can't do it too.
Yeah, well, I break my new rules now, so.
Does the prosecution have any more witnesses?
We do. The prosecution calls Herschel Hushed to the stand.
State. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Now, you were the witness to the murder of Greta Feta, correct? Would you please tell us the account of that night? I'm sorry, what was that? Sir, I'm going to need you to speak up. See? Now you just stop talking altogether. I need you to speak loudly and clearly. No further questions, Your Honor.
Would the defense care to cross-examine?
Yes, I would. Now, unlike the prosecution here, I have very good hearing, and I'm able to hear what this witness is saying. I will articulate it for you. Now, Mr. Hutch, what happened that night?
Well,
I see. You're saying I'm not the murderer.
That's not what you're saying.
That I'm totally, completely innocent?
You're making this all up.
That I was nowhere near the scene of the crime?
well, I don't know about that.
He doesn't know if you're innocent.
That's not how I heard it.
He literally just said that he doesn't know if you're innocent. Mr. Hutch, please say it again. Sure. Now he decides to be quiet again.
And now we'll never know. No further questions.
Would the prosecution like to redirect?
Well, if he's going to testify like that again, I guess not.
Does the prosecution have any more witnesses? We do, Your Honor. The prosecution calls Beulah Young to the stand. Your name for the court? Beulah Young. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. This is a child. I didn't know I'd be speaking to a child. I don't know how to talk. What do you like? Puppies? Video. The 1793 beheading of Marie Antoinette. I don't even know what that is. Hi there, Beulah. It's me, Bado, your favorite Muppet friend. Today we're going to talk about murder. Yay! That's right, your good old friend Bado. Have you seen a murder? How old do you think I am? I don't know. 5, 13, 22. Anything under 30 is the same to me. Well, I'm a little bit too old for puppets.
So then what do kids like? Toys? Sports? Sustainable farming? I know. Juggling. Everybody loves a good old juggler. Am I right?
You could just ask questions.
I'm a master juggler. They called me Juggler McGee in high school. It was my second passion, right after me wanting to be an artist. I was going to be a juggler on the side, but we all know how that turned out now, don't we? Anyway, here I am, Juggles McGee, back at it again.
Seems he's a bit rusty, but still entertaining, was it not?
Not really.
There's just no getting you today. You corrupt generation. No further questions, Your Honor. We're just done with her. You didn't ask what the defense care to cross-examine?
We would, Your Honor. Now, Christian, could you please recount what happened the night of the murder?
I saw the body, but I couldn't see the person who shot her.
Do you remember very much?
Not really.
Maybe. This will help your memory.
Hey, you can't take that. That's our candy.
May the jury know, the prosecution is against sharing with others. Not sharing with others is a quality that a liar would have. Someone who would lie about someone being a murderer. Now, Miss Young, what do you remember?
Well, I saw the person who shot her, but I really couldn't make out who it was. But for another piece of candy, I could definitely confirm it was you who shot her.
You got it.
No.
Hey, y'all.
Yeah, now I can totally verify it wasn't you who shot her.
Hear that? Totally verified. It wasn't me who shot Greta. Who needs more proof than that? No further questions, Your Honor.
Would the prosecution like to redirect? Why didn't you say you were motivated by candy?
I guess she just knew what kids were into these days.
No further questions, Your Honor. You're excused. Does the prosecution have any more witnesses? No. Nope. We're good, Your Honor. Does the defense have any witnesses they'd like to call to the stand?
Okay. Witnesses. Oh, I have to have some stone here.
You have no witnesses! Ha! You have nothing! Now there's no way you'll win this now!
Face it, you're through. We all might as well get ready to go home now.
What's that all over your coat?
Definitely not the blood from Bree Cottage, Greta and Pepper Jackson from their brutal murders.
Okay, as
Sure.
long as it's not blood from that.
The defense calls the bailiff to the stand.
Me? What? I don't know anything. Like, I have no idea why Pepper Jackson got stabbed 7 times at 6:48 p.m. on the 23rd.
We never said how many times she stabbed or at what time.
Guess I'm just a really good guesser. Easy. This woman is clearly just a good guesser about murder details with a bloodstained jacket. There is nothing suspicious about her.
I want her on the stand.
Fine. I guess we better get on the witness stand. Fine. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I guess.
Please state your name for the court.
Josephine Slayer.
And is a bailiff.
Yes, and I also own a restaurant called Sloppy Joey's.
And Miss Slayer, what type of car do you drive?
White pickup truck.
Same as me. And allegedly the same as the murderers. Now, do you know any of the victims of the murders?
Not personally, no.
Well, gosh. Something. Oh, I don't know.
Give it
right,
up, Casey.
murders. Oh, why did you kill them? Why did you kill them?
I have no idea why it took 3 minutes and 22 seconds to strangle Bree Cottage to death. And I definitely don't know who drove her body to Little Creek Park on the corner of 4th and Elm.
For someone who's not a murderer, you seem to know a lot about the murder, Miss Slater.
I guess. You're not going to get me unless you get a confession out of me. Scammerton and associate Flim basically have this case in the palm of their hands.
It's true. Even though you did start to make a comeback in the end, we've got this in the bag.
Great. There's got to be something here.
Give it up, Casey. You've lost.
Not so fast. Mrs. Slater, how has your restaurant been doing?
Okay. I guess. It's seen better days. Why?
Do you know the occupation of the 3 victims of murders?
I mean,
Bree Cottage, food blogger. Pepper Jackson, food critic. And Greta Feta, health inspector. Bree may not have known these people personally, but they could affect your business.
I mean, maybe I've gotten a few negative reviews, and maybe my restaurant wasn't the cleanest and most sanitary. But I mean, our food was still good.
Then could we try a sample of your food?
What?
I mean, if Bree Cottage, Pepper Jackson, Greta Feta were all wrong about your restaurant, surely you wouldn't mind us trying a sample of your food, right?
Well, I can't.
Oh, no, why not?
You don't know what you're asking.
Where's the food, Slayer?
You want the food? You can't handle the food!
Why can't we have the food? What's wrong with it?
Everything! That's why I had to kill him! It was just one bad review after another. Bree slamming me on her food blog, Pepper saying our food was tasteless in the local paper, and Greta wanting to close this place down just because of the rats, mold, flies, and the fact that nothing was ever clean. I put so much of I had to protect my restaurant. I put so much of my heart into this thing. Also, we were falling so far behind rent. I had to get this job as a bailiff to cover the costs. I couldn't watch my dreams die. I couldn't watch Sloppy Joe's go down.
That was a very touching story, but you still committed murderers.
No. Josephine Slater, I hereby sentence you to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Court is adjourned.
Wait, does that mean I'm free? I'm free? I'm free! This is...
So this means we lost.
We've never lost anything.
We can't lose, especially to someone who doesn't even have a lawyer.
I can't believe this. This is the second biggest disappointment of my life. Right after my father wouldn't let me go to art school.
Why don't you just go to art school?
What?
I mean, you're a grown man. You can make your own decision. The pictures you showed us, they were great.
They were great, weren't they? You know what? I'm going to art school. There's no one that can even stop me. Not even you, Dad. I'm gonna go buy a new box of crayons now.
That was one crazy ride. I was just on my way, driving from New York to Miami, when all this crazy stuff happened. But, you know, it all worked out in the end. Gosh, all this court stuff is making me famished. Do you guys know of any good good local food places to eat?
I
think I know of just one restaurant where I wouldn't want to eat.
has embraced me in this community to start dance and theater. So she's videotaping. So I'm hoping I can get a cast picture before we all go out to the lobby. So if you want to take a picture too, that'd be great. And if someone takes one and can give it to me, that would be great.